palace stretching along the banks of the Seine. Then imagine a garden. Behind that palace, a large expanse of meticulously upkept greenery, fountains and courtyards. In the back of one such courtyard was a butt. No, dear listener, not a backside type butt, but an archery butt, which is the thingy with the bullseye on it that archers shoot arrows at. And roughly 15 paces from the butt, there stood a girl. But this girl was not just a girl. She was a queen. Not a princess, not a lady, a queen. Her name was Mary. At the moment, Mary was concentrating on the butt. She lifted the bow in her arms, drew it back, and aimed. One brown eye squeezed shut, while the other focused sharply on the bullseye. She blew out a slow breath, then loosed the arrow. It flew fast and true, striking the butt with a solid thwap. The 4 ladies-in-waiting standing around her all clapped enthusiastically. "Well done, Your Majesty!" exclaimed one. "You're getting better," said another. "You were always quite good, I thought," said a third. The 4th one was not much of a talker, but she smiled approvingly. The Queen strode over to inspect the butt herself. It had been a very good shot, hitting nearly, but not quite, the exact centre of the bullseye. She'd been about a thumb's width off. "I'll try again," she said resolutely, and marched back for yet another attempt. One would have thought she intended to murder that poor defenceless butt by the way she narrowed her eyes and scowled it down. Thwap! This time, she was a pinky's width off. Mary resisted the urge to stamp her foot, because queens do not stamp. "One more time," she said tersely. One of her ladies-in-waiting sighed. "Again? We've been out here for ages. It's time for lunch." Some helpful backstory. Mary had come to live in France when she was only 5 years old, to be the fiancée of the Dauphin, a.k.a. the Prince, while her mother ruled Scotland on her behalf. To this new life, Mary had brought along her 4 best friends. Think the world's longest sleepover, every single one of whom also happened to be named Mary. Mary Fleming, Mary Seton, Mary Beaton, and Mary Livingston. The girls all had nicknames to avoid confusion, but collectively they were known as the 4 Marys. The particular Mary who just complained was Mary Fleming, whom everyone called Flem for short. Flem was the one of the 4 who was most ruled by the dictates of her stomach. Speaking of stomachs, the Queen realised she was a bit hungry. She'd only nibbled at breakfast. "It's getting rather hot," said another Mary, this one Mary Livingston, also known as Liv. All of a sudden, Mary noticed that she was feeling overheated. The combination of the morning's exertion and her heavy green velvet gown was causing her to sweat. Oh, we mean glow, of course, since queens do not sweat. "A shipment of lemons and oranges arrived from Spain yesterday," noted Mary Beaton, nicknamed Bee. "Perhaps there's lemonade." Mary did love lemonade. The 4th lady, whom everyone called Hush, said nothing but appeared a bit parched and wilted, and looked hopeful at the prospect of going inside. "One more time," Mary said. But really, she meant however many times it took until she got it perfect. The next shot was an entire hand's width from the bullseye. Mary's foot did a little shuffle forward that was definitely not a stamp. She twisted her amethyst ring around on her finger, a habit she had whenever something displeased or troubled her. "Oh, look," Bee said suddenly. "Here come your uncles." Mary turned, and yes, strolling in her direction across the courtyard were Francis de Guise and Charles de Lorraine. She handed the bow off to Liv as everyone all did the appropriate bowing and curtsying. "Ah, my dear," said Uncle Charles, taking her hands and drawing her in to kiss her cheeks, his beard scratchy against her face. "How lovely you look."